So, the Los Angeles Clippers are on a 6-game win streak after beating the Rockets 134-117, and with them rolling like this right before the playoffs, the timing couldn't be more perfect. It's a shame that we lost some of Kawhi's explosiveness due to his injuries, but on this play here, we get to see Leonard push up the floor, beating multiple Houston defenders down the court, and what happens next is truly electrifying. When you see Kawhi moving like this, it really gives you hopes that we'll be in for a great playoff run, and even better than the slam we just saw, when Kawhi floats this up and misses off the front of the rim, there's 4 Houston defenders who could get this rebound to go the other way, but instead of pursuing the ball, they all just sit there and watch. So here comes the explosive leap from Kawhi to snag the board, and here comes the slam. Kawhi is one of the rare players in the league who doesn't play with his food often, as he likes to just get right to the table so he can eat. So if you happen to give him the step when coming off this screen and your big or help defender doesn't slide over to stop the drive, well, as we all can see, the paint is wide open, allowing Kawhi to attack with aggression, and once again, we see him lift off for another dunk inside. These pick and rolls are highly effective for Kawhi since he only needs a slither of space to initiate his attack, but if the defender does a solid job of getting around the screen to get in front, Leonard will use a slight stop and go, which now puts the defender on his hip when he starts pushing to the basket, and at this moment, if you're the defender, you're in a very vulnerable position, because now Kawhi can use that strength of his to muscle you off to gain some space, and with a soft touch, he floats this one off the glass. With this ability to score inside whenever he wants on the defense's mind, you'll see these times where both defenders lock in on him while totally forgetting about Derrick Jones Jr. on the backside cutting to the rim. So with ease, Kawhi can send it over the top, and look at all the defenders again. The tunnel vision is fully activated, instead of them knowing their surroundings. So when they collapse on Jones and sit around watching the play happen, Derrick can now drop this off to Dunn, who has been trailing the play the whole time, and this finish right here was pretty crafty. I understand it, defenders want to stop Kawhi from scoring any way they can, but you can't allow yourself to get undisciplined in the process, as now you're caught reaching, so here comes some teaching, and what should have been a foul ends up in a floater from about 13 feet out. Now Reed Sheppard wasn't wrong for trying to stop Kawhi from shooting the 3-ball, because on the season, Leonard is connecting on 40% of his 5 threes taken per game, so when defenders get hung up on the screen allowing this much space and time for Kawhi to shoot, best believe he's gonna make you pay. Multiple times during this game, you'll see the Rockets hone in on stopping Leonard, so that's why you'll see 3 defenders crowd him on his drive to make sure he can't get a shot up, but in turn, they give up a 3 from the corner, and then when coming up the floor on this play, Reed is going to make contact with Kawhi early to limit his movement, but this right here is a pretty simple mistake. If you look at the floor, you can see that no one is covering the paint. So the worst thing you could do in this moment is front a player who is much bigger than you, because now Harden and Kawhi can connect with this pass over the top, which makes Landale rotate down to help out the smaller Reed Sheppard, and hold on, look what opens up in the middle of the floor. Yeah, Zoo is waiting patiently for Kawhi to get it to him, and once he does, this hook over the top is elementary. This threat of Kawhi scoring not only works when he has the ball, as here you're going to see Houston in a zone defense, so when Bogdan comes off this screen, it's going to force Reed to pick him up defensively, and now the rest of the defense has to follow. With Kawhi being able to shoot it from deep at a great rate, it makes the defense have to step out to him to not allow anything easy, but really all they do is give up a much easier shot, and that's Batum sending it up from the corner. Trust me, every team needs to be connected like this. Such as on this play, you're going to see Kawhi point to Derrick Jones Jr., but why is that? Well, while Harden coming off these screens, Kawhi already knows the defense will have to shift over to cover Zoo on the roll, so this should open up Jones on the backside. So as we roll the clip, you're going to see 2 Houston defenders go double Harden near this sideline, and this here makes Cam Whitmore have to either tag up on the roll or stay home on the 3-point line. Since he ends up releasing off Zoo, Reed now has to run over to try and at least contest the shot so it won't be wide open, and bada bing, look what we have open on the backside. I'm pretty sure all of you already know what's coming next, so get prepared for takeoff. Harden's ability to make the defense shift like this is extremely valuable, because in the blink of an eye, your whole entire defensive scheme is down the drain as guys have to rotate quickly to not allow easy buckets, but this here's where things get dangerous. Because his passing is probably one of his best skill sets at the moment, and this lob over the top, well, it's his staple. Many times throughout the game, you'll see these high pick and rolls ran for Harden so he can get the step on his defender downhill, and it doesn't matter how well the defense does at funneling him into help when he's pushing inside, or if they get off the ground to take away the lob, Harden will find a different way to still get it to his guys, and this time, he just wraps it around the defense to set up Zoo for the easy deuce. With these screens being so effective for the Clippers offense, opposing teams can't be late on rotations whatsoever, because now you allow Eubanks to roll into the paint uncovered, and some defenders may not think it's coming, but Harden will zip a pass right past everyone to set up another 2 points to crumble the defense. Once again, when coming up the floor here, the Clippers run this action again to get Harden free from his defender, and I want you all to look at everyone on the floor. These three Houston defenders are all locked in on Harden and what he's going to do next, and with this being the strong side corner, the help defender should be hyper vigilant to there being a wide open man 5 feet away. But honestly, it's like no real effort is shown, and here comes another 3-pointer. Like, I get it, Harden is one of the best scorers the game has ever seen, but his game has shifted more to finding the openings within the defense, so you have to be on your P's and Q's. But hey, let's say James isn't setting up his teammates, he'll notice that the gap is closing in with Reece Shepard and Landale right in front of him, so with his defender trailing the play, he decides to cut back into Holiday's space to knock him out of position, and now the pull up over the top is easy money. In past times, we wouldn't see Harden be as simplistic as he is now when he comes off the screen to just float it over the top of defenders, but hold on, don't think for 1 second he don't still got it, cause he'll sauce you up like some barbecue on some ribs, and this one right here is straight, wait, everybody say it with me. And this one right here is straight cash. That 3-ball there could have easily been an and one. So this time when Harden comes off the screen, he gets extra sturdy with that handle to take the defender into a time machine. And this time, he's not leaving without the 4-point play. Now that the playoffs are right around the corner, that 3-ball needs to be activated more than ever, because with the defense scheming to stop Harden, they not only will have to worry about his passing, but they'll also have to worry about his scoring inside, and if he isn't attacking the paint off the pick and roll, they'll have to make sure they get out above the line to take away that 3-ball as well. I know a lot of us want to see them do this in the playoffs due to them always showing signs in the regular season and not in the postseason, but if you watch the Clippers and seen how they've been connecting as of late, they definitely are a team people shouldn't sleep on. You have Kawhi Leonard, who's been ramping up, just showing people what he's capable of without playing huge minutes. Then you have James Harden, who has been the facilitator on this team by setting up guys time and time again while also putting his touch on the game as well. You got the big man Zoo, who is consistently good in that post game while also working well with Harden in that pick and roll. And then the role players understand exactly where they fit in within the offense, which ultimately makes things run seamlessly. With 2 games left in the season, the playoffs are going to be very exciting. And what better way to stay up to date than to hit that like if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.